Remember that holiness and the movement to holiness takes place in the privacy of the soul, so you don't know where your spouse is. So you have to be gentle because they could be at a pivotal moment. We want to go up to heaven and be able to hold up our marriage or our sacrament and say, here, Jesus, this is what I have to offer. This is what we're going to do. And when you hold up your marriage, you will want to have loved your spouse. The remorse you'll feel if you fail to love your husband or your wife will be shocking. It will make you very sad. Don't do it. Love them now while you have the time. People don't last forever. They do go. If they're annoying you, trust me, they'll go away someday. And you won't have a chance to offer up that one. But we want to help our spouses to become beautiful. Reverence about the people around us. Don't panic if your marriage has problems. There are periods in our lives where our marriages go through what I call a low marriage self-esteem. Don't be afraid of that. Just say, God is in it. How could it be a disaster? Here's God. Here's you. Here's your husband or wife. During those periods where you just can't meet each other, you look up to heaven, you say, Jesus, fix it. Jesus, we can't do it. The Lord will come in. I know I've seen him repair what feels like tremendous breaches or walls. I've seen Jesus push past and reconnect the people. So let's trust him with our marriages. Never compare your marriage to anyone else's. Don't compare your marriage. You have an unrepeatable person. You have an unrepeatable person. You have Jesus Christ. It's not going to look like anyone else's marriage. Be at peace in the uniqueness of your sacramental union. Now, with regard to chastity in our marriages, we're all called to be chaste. And I think as a Christian society, we have to raise the bar here. So what you watch on television counts. It's important. You can't come to Mass on Sunday and pray and then watch actions that are not holy, people being used sexually. It's not okay. You know, there's an epidemic of internet pornography viewing. There is no argument to be made for this as entertainment or as an art form. This is a very serious, bad thing. It's not okay, and it's very addictive. And it's very isolating. The devil gets you alone in this. It's not okay. So if you have to get rid of the computer, get rid of it. I mean, there was a movie, something about a fire, and this guy had the computer out in the backyard. He was hitting it with a bat. And I thought it was so funny because it was the only thing he could do. The temptation. This can be addictive. This cannot be God's plan for the people in these films. Someone's being hurt, exploited, used. The bottom line is this. Like, I walk past it, and can you imagine watching television with me? It is no fun. Because not only will I say, I don't want to watch it, I'll tell you why I don't want to watch it. And my kids will be like, oh no, every time she comes into the room. But what I say is, the exchange of physical sexuality is private. It's deeply private between two people. I shouldn't be watching it. Well, my children would say, Mom, they're just actors. I don't care. It's still none of my business. It's none of my business. So be alert to don't watch pornography. It's not okay. Now, another thing I want to talk about briefly is single mothers. Single mothers are so beautiful to Jesus. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a woman, and her husband left her, And I can see that some husbands are being distracted from their sacrament, and some mothers are being distracted from their sacrament. Some mothers have lost the charism of wife and mother. It has to be the first thing for you. If you're a wife and a mother, you have to be fully into it. You got to take care of your husband, take care of your children. And then anything out there, excess, yes, you need time for yourself, but not excessive. It should be all about your husband, all about your babies, your children, no matter how old they are. Okay, what was my point? I had a story. Okay, so there was this woman, and her husband had left her for another woman, and she had 3 children. And she was devastated. Devastated. She couldn't find her place in the church. She didn't feel welcome in the church. What's the reality? She was welcome, just as I was welcome. But she didn't feel this. So we talked about it, we prayed, blah, blah, blah. And she went away, and, I saw her later.